Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's video is pretty much the part 2 of the video series that I started in this video up here. And it's pretty much just a group of videos where we're just looking at each element of the synth, which I have right here. This is Vital. This is kind of my main synth that I use. It's completely free, so if you want to check it out and maybe follow along, then go ahead. I think it's just vital.audio is the link. Yeah, vital.audio will take you straight there. In the last episode, we looked at envelopes and took a look at that sort of section of the synth and different ways we can use it. Today we're going to look at LFOs. And as I said at the end of the last video, this one's going to be possibly a little bit less sort of out there because LFOs are already a very sort of versatile part of the synth, whereas envelopes are often used in the same way every time. Put an LFO on that. And then we'll also just have a filter envelope for everything to run through. That's already a pretty reasonable sound to start with. Now we're pretty much just going to add on some layers to it. So we could start by morphing this. I don't know how I feel about smear, but we can try some different sort of morph options here, as well as also morph options here. They're just different types of things. So we could go with, what do bend and squeeze do? And you can hear that moving around a bit. Okay, we're just gonna continue on with adding in more sounds here. We can do some good old pulse width modulation. I'm gonna have some very slight stereo action there. So it's going to take about 5 seconds for it to reach the full level of modulation. So you can see it slowly ramping up, and I'm actually just going to also use this to control the stereo amount. So that the more the modulation increases, it also becomes more split by the stereo field. Now, of course, we're going to have to modulate the filter here. And we can use a sine wave to do it. And we'll also just use this random source to control how fast that modulation is actually happening. One of these envelopes doesn't seem to have enough release on it. Might just increase the release on that and see if that fixes the problem. Yeah, that makes it a lot smoother, the exit out of it. Alright, and I think we're pretty much done with this first patch. I know we only really got one patch out of this, but to be honest, that's pretty much as far as I really know what's, like, as far as like ideas I have for how, like, different ways to use LFOs. There kind of aren't any. It's really just a lot of modulation at once. It's really just way to stack it up. Whereas with envelopes, there's sort of different types of applications you can use. With this, there's just really not. And obviously you can just build and build and build on top of your modulations and add more and more. And that will of course achieve a certain effect, but it's not really as interesting to watch, I don't think. So like, I'm sure in the future I'll do more similar things like this, but for now I think we're just going to leave it there. There's not really a lot more to add than just really go crazy with it. In the end, we got this sound out of it. Which is still pretty cool in its own way, even though it's, you know, the only one sound that we got. Anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap up this one. So hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, make sure to leave a like on the video and consider subscribing for more content like this. As I said, we do still have the filters and oscillators to sort of explore, which are probably going to be perhaps the least interesting because there are not a lot of options here, and there are just way too many options here to actually make a video about, but that's fine. It's still definitely something we can explore. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. So hopefully you've enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.